guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel and welcome to today's video. So we are talking about holy grail makeup products that I used to be obsessed with, that I used to use every single day, that I never use anymore, and the reasons why. I did one of these videos a couple of months ago and you guys said that you found it really helpful and it was interesting to see, you know, the reasons why I no longer use these products that I used to be like head over heels obsessed with and using every single day. And I asked you guys in that video if you want to see another one because honestly, I could make several of these and everybody said yes. So that is what we're doing today. This is essentially the makeup graveyard. These are the products that I used to love that I just no longer enjoy and never use. All right, first up, and this one might be quite shocking because I actually do believe it was in my top foundations of the year, even maybe about 2 or 3 years ago. Like, it's kind of sad. Is anyone else super surprised by this? Comment down below if you never would have thought that this would have ended up in the makeup graveyard. This is the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte. This is a 24-hour full coverage mattifying foundation. Don't get me wrong, this is an awesome formula if you are after something that's really full coverage, that is going to, you know, just stick on the skin like paint, that's not going to crease or cake or melt off when your oils come through. The formula works really well, but based on my skin now and based on what I enjoy in foundations now, I never use this. I think that it's just too heavy. I think that it's just almost too full coverage. I feel like it dries down almost too mattifying on the skin. That just kind of makes it a little bit more difficult to work with. For me right now, I prefer more sheer formulas. I prefer more lightweight formulas. I prefer formulas that are more breathable and I just can't really feel on the skin. This absolutely covers everything, but it's just too heavy for me. It's just too heavy. I could definitely sheer this out, you know, maybe mix it with a sheerer formula foundation and use it then. But I'd rather just choose a formula that's easier. You know, I don't want to have to mix things to make something work. So for me, I don't think I've actually used this on my skin for years. I can't see myself reaching for it again. So she's in the graveyard and it's sad because like honestly this is one of my holy grail foundations. Yeah, I never use it anymore, so there you go. Okay, another product that is quite shocking because it is one that I was just obsessed with for years and years and years. I talked about it for years and years and years. I was obsessed with it, I loved it. I never use these anymore. These are the NYX powder blushes. Now again, it's not like these are a bad formula. It's not like these are a product that doesn't perform. It's not like they look hideous on the skin. I just think that there are better options these days and, you know, better color selections, more neutral color selections. I just never reach for the NYX blushes anymore. Now these do come in matte and sort of like shimmery formulas. And like I have a drawer of blushes. Like I've got, you know, obviously my makeup collection, you guys have seen those videos. You know, I've got a blush drawer and when I open it, the NYX blushes are there. They're front and center. I never grab them. I just think, I don't know, maybe the colors aren't quite right. Maybe they're a little too powdery or maybe there are just so many, you know, better options now, better formulas now. These are in the graveyard and I do feel sad about it because it's nostalgic having them out because I used to like literally use them every single day. They're a really affordable blush, but for me, I'd go a Maybelline blush over these or a Wet n Wild blush over these. I wouldn't go one of these. Okay, next up, and I don't think that this one is going to necessarily be too surprising, but the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Pomade. I never use this anymore. I literally, like, to do my brows every single day, a pomade is the last product that I would reach for, and I don't think that's necessarily got anything to do with the formula because as far as, like, a formula that stays on the skin, that stays on the brows, that you can sweat through, that you can... You know, you can go in hot weather, you can exercise with this on, you could go swimming with this on, it's also waterproof. For me now though, and the way that I like to do my brows, it is just too heavy. It's too bold, it's too like sharpy brows, it's too kind of fake looking. It's just, I guess for lack of a better word, too intense. These are far too intense and they just look like you've drawn your brows on with a colored texture, like a colored pen. Seriously. For me now, I just prefer like really natural looking brows. I prefer to use, well, my brow microfilling pen from Benefit is absolutely my favorite, or other little brow pens I adore, or a brow pencil or a brow powder. A pomade for me is just, it looks too fake and I feel like I just can't pull off that look anymore. And obviously brow trends have changed, but she's in the graveyard for me. I will say, guys, though, I do also have this product in the color Granite. Granite is like a warm off black color, and I actually use this all the time to fill in my hairline because it's such a long-lasting, sweat-proof, waterproof formula. You know, when I've got a little bit of regrowth, and say, for example, when I've got my hair tied up like this, sometimes it's like a little bit gappy, I will use this on an eyeshadow brush to fill in my hairline. So it's not like it's a complete waste, but I will not be using it on my eyebrows anymore. Okay, this one is also quite, I feel sad about this because honestly, this is another product that I was using every single day in, day out. I loved it. I swore by it. I was recommending it left, right, and center, and it still is a really nice formula. But again, I just think that we have way better options now, and especially at the drugstore. So it is the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer. This is like quite a basic concealer. It's creamy. It's got a doe foot applicator. Great dupe for the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. But for whatever reason, I never use this. I would much rather use the Maybelline Dark Circle Eraser. You know those ones with the little sponge on the end? I prefer them. I think that they're better coverage. I think that they're easier to blend out. And I mean, L'Oreal came out with a Tarte Shape Tape dupe. Maybelline came out with one. Rimmel came out with a Shape Tape dupe. I think they are better options. I think that they give better coverage. I think that they last better on the skin. I think that they crease less. So she's definitely in the graveyard. She's definitely not a concealer. I could probably safely throw all of these out. Because I don't think realistically I'm ever going to use them again. Obviously, you know, over the years, like, products get better and better and better. I think that this is an example of a product that was good in its, like, at its time, and it was the best at its time, but we've just got better stuff now. All right, next up, I have a highlighter, and again, this, like, if you were to think of, like, a YouTuber, like a beauty YouTuber makeup starting kit, this would be in it. We all had obsessions with the exact same product, you know, years and years and years ago when it was sort of starting to become a thing. Everybody had this. Everybody loved this. Everybody was using it every day and raving on about it, including me. And now I don't think you ever hear it talked about. The product that I am referring to is the Mary Luminizer. It's a highlighter from The Balm. Actually, this entire brand, The Balm, I feel like it was like really, really popular, and I just don't think that anybody is really using their products so much anymore. I never get requests to, you know, review products from this brand. I never get requests to show products or demonstrate, or I don't know, I feel like they're a little bit forgotten. So what this is, and mine actually is so well loved that it's actually broken and I've taped it together, but this is a very, very intense shimmery highlighter. It is a powder highlighter, and it is like a really beautiful smooth formula. But again, I think in comparison to what we have now, the formula of this, I don't know, it just doesn't cut it. We've got so many options now when it comes to highlighters, and for me personally, I think that this particular shade, for how I like my skin to look now, is just too light. I'm no longer into that highlighter look where you can see like a stripe of highlighter, like a lighter highlighter stripe on your cheeks. Rewind 3 years ago, absolutely. You know, we were all rocking that look. We were all doing like the intense contouring and highlighting, and you know, it certainly had its time, but based on my preferences now, based on how I like to wear my makeup now, I never, ever, ever, ever reach for this. Maybe we should put a little bit on and just see what we think. I'm picking up on a highlighter brush. Yeah, see, look how light it is on my skin. See that there? Way too intense for me. Like, things have just really, I don't know, really changed over the years, and I prefer highlighters now to be much closer to matching my actual skin tone so that they look really, really natural. I just can't see me grabbing this one anymore, and it's kind of sad because again, like, it's in the graveyard now, but we were obsessed with this. Absolutely obsessed with it. And then finally, last but not least, another product in the makeup graveyard. I had to include an eyeshadow palette. And it's so funny, I even go back, like I went through like my old videos from all of those years ago, and the eyeshadow palettes that I was really, really using every single day, really traveling with, really recommending, just really getting so much use out of back then, is so different to the ones that I use now. So for me, another palette that is absolutely in the graveyard that I don't think that I will ever, ever use again is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Self-Made Eyeshadow Palette. And you can tell how well this was loved by me. It's got a big crack in the mirror. All of the little wells are just so, like, they are flogged out. Like, I have used and abused this eyeshadow palette, but I look at it now and I don't feel inspired. I look at it now and I don't feel creative. I look at it now and I just think it's like a wishy-washy blend of, you know, very sort of odd pairings of colors, very similar colors. There's a lot of cool tones in here that I just don't really vibe with. Whether it's a preference thing or whether or not this was an eyeshadow palette that at the time was trendy, I'm not entirely sure. But I just look at this and I just think, I don't want to do anything with that. I don't feel inspired to do my makeup. I don't feel inspired to create any looks. And like, an eyeshadow palette needs to do that. You need to be able to open an eyeshadow palette and look at it and be like, oh, you know, that's so pretty and I feel inspired to do this. And oh, you know, those colors will go really nice together. Or, you know, feel some kind of way, you know, inspired. This does not inspire me at all. It's a no from me. There's like a mint green in here. There is a purple in here. I quite like the black. The black's, it's like a matte black with like a little bit of a sparkle through it. The hot chocolate color is nice also. I can't tell if it's a preference thing or if it's just, I don't know. It just looks boring to me. It's a wishy-washy and it's an old holy grail that I will no longer be using. It's funny when you look back at these old products and I genuinely feel sadness, guys. Like, I'm not just saying that. I have like nostalgic vibes, like, oh, I remember when I used to be so obsessed with that. But you know, things just change over the years and new products come out and yeah, it's bye-bye for me. But there you go, guys. Some more holy grail products that I used to be obsessed with that I no longer use. Again, if you enjoyed seeing this video, please let me know in the comments. Please let me know if you want to see more. I can absolutely film more of these for you. And also let me know what products are in your makeup graveyard. What products did you used to be obsessed with that you used to rave on about all the time that you no longer reach for anymore? Everyone always loves to see everyone else's ideas and it's so much fun for me to see as well. But yeah, it's kind of, makeup graveyard videos are a little bit sad, but also so many new amazing products that I just love, 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 love. And it's going to be interesting to look back at this time in a few years and see what's in the makeup graveyard then. I love you guys heaps. Give the video a thumbs up if you did enjoy it and I will catch you guys in my next one.